profile, swipe on you, and expect you to be my girlfriend now. You know what I mean? That's what the expectation is. If you're here, serial dating, it's not serial dating if you're trying to get to do the process of elimination. You want to have a lot of conversations. People will cancel themselves out from the goofy shit that they talk about. They might be dry. They might be looking for sex or something that you're not interested in, and you can weed those people out. But nobody wants to wait and follow that process. So where's the middle ground, right? I don't know where it is.
So this is the thing about dating apps, and we saw that article recently come out talking about the rise of lonely men because they make up such a large portion of people on dating apps. However, a rise of lonely men is a rise of lonely women
Right.
because everybody kind of is becoming way more detached. But do you
Right.
think that's like I've never been on a dating app, but to me it seems almost like shopping where you're trying to find the perfect thing. And so while you describe the experience as getting to know people, vetting them, some people feel like they're shopping for a person and that
Right.
person should come ready made and perfect. And I think that's harming the interactions that we make with people.
It is in the oxymoron behind the purpose of a dating app is counterproductive to a relationship, right? So let's just say you and I met on a dating app, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we're talking, but I swiped like 50 people, right? So they're delayed in responding because their notifications may not be on. They may be in something that they're trying. So you and I are getting to know each other. Then all of a sudden, the baddie that I swiped on 3 months ago decides to respond back.
I
You know
want to
what I
be
mean?
the baddie in the story. I want to be the baddie.
But you know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. So, so now you and I getting to know each other. But then somebody I swiped on 2 months ago decides they want to give me rhythm. Now my attention is divided. So when I joined the app, I went in with a plan, right? So I said every time I'm on, once I have 5 conversations, I either turn off matching or whatever because the only app that I've used is the Facebook app. So I turn it off and I do the process of elimination with these 5 women. It may lead to a date, it may not lead to a date. So then once that's done, if I didn't match with anybody or nothing progressed with those 5, I'll go back on, get 5 conversations going, shut it off, and see what happens. Because I don't want that to be the case. Because my dating experience here, being in Texas, is just it hasn't been that of a good one. Because people are constantly cycling people in and out of their lives. So as a man, we don't like rejection either. You know what I mean? So if we're getting to know somebody and then all of a sudden they pop up in a relationship or they go back to their ex or you find out that they have a whole husband, that's disappointing too. You know what I mean?
Married people leave single people alone.
Right.
Married people
But
leave
that's what's
single people
messing
alone.
up the dating pool. There's a lot of attached people in the dating pool. There's married people in there. There's people in relationships. There's people who don't need to be in there for psychological, mental reasons or health reasons that don't need to be in the dating pool that are there. So singles
Jamming it
can't
up.
be singling by themselves for too long.
It's really interesting hearing a man speak so bluntly because you often hear women say certain things, and what you're saying is debunking some of that. And it's
Mhm.
also giving nuance. That's why I love having conversations with men, because of course I listen to women all the time, but
Right,
men are having an experience too. So when you say
right,
stuff like men don't like to be rejected,
right.
I think women feel like I was outside of the store earlier today, running in the store. As I was going in the store, the gentleman was like, "You are beautiful. Are you single?" I was like, "I'm not single, but thank you so much. I really appreciated that. That makes me smile." And I
Right.
carried him on my way. But I've seen so many women, a man just says anything to the max, right? You know,
Yeah.
and
It,
it's
it,
rude.
See, but you know what though? We don't. That's a never ending cycle because the psyche of men now is so weak that you get shot behind turning a man down these days. You get jumped. You see it all over the news. She didn't take his phone number, so he came back with his boys and shot her. Like the male ego, we already know it was and always has been fragile, right? But now with I'm not just going to blame this on the millennials, but the culture of dating now is people feel like they're entitled. You know what I mean? No matter
There's
what
a
they got
shift,
going
though.
on.
There's a shift. I think as parents, we overcorrected with our children.
Right.
And so we were raised very tough.
Right.
I don't know. I'm 45. How old are you?
48.
So we're the same.
Right.
So we were raised sort of suck it up, buttercup.
Right.
So when I got to my children, my first son, I was still on that.
Right.
But then as I started educating myself, they really went into this soft parenting thing.
Right.
And so I was talking, what do you think? What do you feel? Right. You know, everyone gets a trophy.
Yeah.
And so we raised a whole generation of people who
Really?
are all feeling, they grew up and they didn't get the trophy, and now the world is against them.
Right.
They can't handle any kind of rejection. They can't handle any kind of disappointment. It is, and it's not all of them, but a lot. I'm a professor.
A vast majority of them.
I deal with a lot of students. I'm like, well, you didn't earn a grade, but
right.
Then I'm oppressing them somehow, or I've done something that's bananas. I'm
you're,
like, excuse me, you didn't do what you were supposed to.
Now.
And then the best one now is, well, my mental health. I said, well, my mental health went nuts too. When the pandemic happened and my business went down, and guess what? I failed the class. And I was doing my PhD, and I failed that class, and I had to retake it. And I didn't like it because it was expensive. But guess what? I didn't earn that grade.
Right. And that's crazy because even my parenting style now is I have a little bit of both. Everybody around here is not getting no trophy. You have to earn what you have, but I still want to know how you feel about it. You know what I mean? I want to know how you feel about it.
I want to make sure you understand why you're not getting this trophy. Because my daughter today, she was like, her brother got a car when he turned 16 or 17. So she's getting ready to come up and she's got her driver's license. She's going through the driving thing and she thinks she's getting a car, but ma'am, no ma'am, you're not your brother, okay? You have some work to do on you. Yeah. Because he got it don't mean you're going to get it. Right. We did different things. Now, if you want to get what he got, I'm going to need you to get your life together. But I'm worried about our kids in dating. Like, what the heck is going to be happening? I'm terrified. Yeah,
it's so crazy out here, and it's not just kids, man. And I don't know where individuals our age come up with these notions. And I don't really have conversations about people on whether their expectations are unrealistic, etc. That's why I don't agree with a lot of men that have these podcasts now. You know, if a woman do this and blah blah blah. Just like I don't agree with women who do that. If you're not into something, just don't entertain it. You don't have to get on a platform, and start trying to give advice from a broken place. You're hurt, right? You're hurt. And I understand, putting people on or sharing your experiences. But at the same time, if I don't want a woman that's not in the same tax bracket as me, I don't have to bash them. I just don't entertain them. That's it. That's the thing. And even when they start going into the situation on whether, 100%, 50-50, everybody, I just want everybody to do what works for them, right?
And that's a problem. We're getting these very slanted opinions that are supposed to be one size fits all,
right? And
it's not that. I'm a career woman. I would be miserable if I would be the worst wife if you told me I had to sit home all day.
Right.
It wouldn't work for me. Right. You would be repressing at the core of who I am. You would literally be shutting me in a corner and sitting down. Right. Yet still, I still cleaned my house all night. I got up, went to professors, we're not back yet, but I went to my dance school. I taught dance all day, came home, and I was late to do your interview because I was cooking my family their ribs. Right. So, and I'm fine doing that. I love the job of feeding them and doing those things. But at the same time, I'm still very fulfilled in my career. And I'm not gonna lie, when my house gets bad, I just hire somebody to come clean it.
You have to do what works for you. And even on that note, it's just like we go wrong trying to look at somebody else for an example of a relationship, right? When we have the unique ability to design our relationship the way we want it. And I always tell men, like, for me, if I have a house, that I pay all the bills already. So if a woman come with me, why would I stop paying my bills? These are my bills. Now, whether she contributes to anything extra that